So here's the answer to this exit ticket, because you were asked to fill in the missing parts of this proof, and you had some statements to do that with. Um, so the first one, pretty obvious. I mean, segment YA congruent to BA, and angle B congruent to angle Y. As you can see above, it's the exact same thing that was written next to given, so obviously this is going to be due to given information. Um, the second step, both parts are given to you. You're told that basically those two angles are vertical angles. And in the next step, you're told that they're congruent to each other. So knowing that they're vertical angles, and we have a theorem that says the vertical angles are congruent, that obviously it's the vertical angles theorem. Now, for us to conclude, we kind of know what should be the last statement made. Statement number 5 should be basically the thing we're trying to prove. And we're trying to prove that AZ is congruent to AC. But we don't have any direct evidence of that. I mean, we're not told that. We don't have any markings or measurements to tell us that. So we have to think of, like, a way how we would do that. And one way for us to possibly do that, and based on what I can see, the way that the triangles are set up, if I could prove those triangles are congruent, those sides would be corresponding sides, and therefore they would be congruent as well. So oftentimes when you're looking to prove that certain sides are congruent or certain angles are congruent, if you see triangles are involved in it, then proving the triangle is congruent would allow me to eventually use CP/CTC to prove that the sides or angles, whatever I'm looking for, in this case it is sides, are congruent. So if I can prove that the triangles are congruent, that's the case. And if I look carefully, I can see the ASA pattern there. I can see two pairs of congruent angles, a pair of congruent included corresponding sides. So ASA, it would be the reason why those two triangles are congruent. And now that those two triangles are congruent, and I can see even by the way that they're named, I can see the AZ in the first triangle, YAZ, and I can see AC. And I can tell by their positions their corresponding parts. So their corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. It allows me to say that those two sides are congruent. So that's the proof all completed. If you have any questions, please contact your teacher, myself, or come and see me in a live lesson or a supplemental. Have a good day, everybody.